Humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome to my 100% walkthrough for Kirby Fighters 2 on the Nintendo Switch. I'll go over what I plan to accomplish in this walkthrough in just a moment, but first I feel the need to clarify a few things. For starters, this game is brand new at the time of this video's upload, so this walkthrough will be mostly blind. With that said, the video you are watching now is not my first time ever playing the game. I recently uploaded a multiplayer video of the game, and that video contains my first experience with Kirby Fighters 2. During the course of that video, I actually unlocked quite a few things, including a bonus sword costume that players can get for having a save file of Super Kirby Clash, and I obtained a few extra power-ups and multiplayer goodies that were achieved by playing multiplayer matches. Every time I won a multiplayer match, I gained points and leveled up, and the more I leveled up, the more stuff I unlocked. So, I just want you guys to know that I already have a few things unlocked going into this walkthrough. If you want to see how this game's multiplayer works, and if you want to see some of the first few unlockables that one can earn in this game, then I strongly encourage you to check out that video. There'll be a card in the top right corner of this video screen that will allow you to access that multiplayer video with ease. Additionally, there'll be a link to the series playlist in the top right corner as well, and in the description down below in case you want to search for specific moments in this game. This walkthrough will primarily focus on the story mode of the game as I earn the highest possible rank in every chapter, a platinum rank. It's worth noting that for the sake of this walkthrough, I plan to get a platinum rank on every chapter in one take. But for this first chapter of the game, I initially didn't get a platinum rank. I actually got a gold rank, discovered that platinum ranks exist, and went back through the first chapter of the game and increased my rank at the end. However, by doing this, I leveled up several more times and unlocked a ton more stuff. So here's what I plan to do for this first part, now that things are a little wonky. For the first chapter of this game, I plan to showcase my initial experience going through the chapter, where I did not earn a platinum rank. Then, after I showcase that, I'll cut ahead and showcase myself getting a platinum rank at the end of the chapter. And I'll showcase all of the unlockables that I earned throughout the entire course of me getting a platinum rank in the first chapter. For future videos, I plan to only showcase my attempts where I earn a platinum rank, but for now, I'm showcasing myself playing the chapters for the first time. And to reiterate a point, this walkthrough will showcase how to obtain every unlockable and how to earn a platinum rank in every chapter. If there's something I can do in this game, I will showcase it. Now, without further ado, let's get into it! Oh man, guys! Thank you for choosing to watch this walkthrough. I have not done a spontaneous walkthrough in a long time. But here we go! I'm gonna go ahead and showcase the story mode of the game. But before I do so, let's see some of the other options that are down here. This showcases all of the stuff that I can unlock throughout the game. As you can see, I've already unlocked a few things, but there are quite a number of other things that I still have to unlock. And it is my intention to unlock them all! How far down does this go? Well, let's just hold down the down button and see. It goes to 100, and then there's a few extra rare unlockables that I will showcase how to obtain as well. Anyway, that's the unlockable list. I'll be referencing that throughout the walkthrough. As for this is the training mode. Now, normally when you boot up this game, you only have a few power-ups, and you probably don't start with this hat. I started with this hat, but otherwise you only start with a few power-ups. I've unlocked a few things, and I'm not really going to showcase training mode right now. And then this is the option section. Everything's fine with me. We'll showcase the credits toward the end of this walkthrough. I'm good. Alright, so I've already played the game's online mode. Can't really play the local play mode, so let's dip into the story mode. Alright, King Dedede and Meta Knight. Many times before, they have stood in Kirby's path, even allying with one another on occasion. Yeah, it's subject to debate whether or not these characters are actually villains, but whatever. Now, to finally defeat Kirby, the old rivals have become partners, taking on Kirby as a battle team, and so they sent Kirby a challenge. They lay in wait on the summit of a lofty tower reaching to the heavens, known as the Buddy Fighters Tower. Kirby couldn't understand what the letter said, but that didn't stop him from partnering with the Buddy and opening the door to the tower. So begins Kirby's battle with the destined rivals. Yeah, King Dedede and Meta Knight have a weird relationship with Kirby, and they're not really villains. Like, they fought him before, but in more recent games, they're more like allies. Anyway, enemies await in the tower. Climb it with a buddy as you select items and power up along the way. Very cool. Alright. When you're defeated, fight on as a ghost. If you can land a hit on an enemy, you'll be revived. Yeah, so even when you lose, you can keep playing. So this mode does have co-op. I do not have a friend here with me to do co-op with me, so this will just be a one-player walkthrough. Let's do it. And here we go. So throughout the course of this walkthrough, I plan to use all sorts of abilities, but to start things off, I'm going to use Bomb. Bomb is my pride and joy. That's the ability I used back in the original Kirby Fighters back on the 3DS. So we're going to start with this. Pretty basic, and then I get to select a buddy character. Aha! So I can either choose Waddle Dee or Gooey. Now, you have to unlock Gooey. So I figured it only makes sense to start with Waddle Dee, and I'll showcase Gooey in the future. Plus, Waddle Dee, I'm more familiar with Waddle Dee. He's existed longer than Gooey. I haven't played too many Kirby games that have had Gooey in it. I know Kirby games usually have Gooey as the traditional player too, but we're going to go with Bandana Waddle Dee for the sake of this, and we're going to begin Chapter 1, Buddy Match Debut. Here we go. So, simple as that. We're going to go through all sorts of different floors, and we're going to fight all sorts of different Kirbys, and I'm going to showcase the best and probably the worst parts of each ability. You and your buddy work together with your buddy to climb the tower. Teamwork is the path to the top. So it looks like I have to clear 5 floors. Simple enough. Looks like the buddy will be controlled by a computer player, and I've got 3 minutes to take out this opposing Kirby. So, you can attack by pressing the B button. You can attack by pressing the Y button, you can guard with L and R, and you jump with A. So it's not quite Super Smash Bros. Controls. And then also in certain battles, because I'm playing with a buddy, there is a mechanic where I can get a Buddy Star Blaster and, well, attack my enemies. So I'll showcase that if and when the time comes. Now, for Bomb, you can roll the bombs at your enemies, and that's, in my opinion, one of the best ways to attack you. Oh, I'm already getting hurt. Bomb is a very ranged style of fighting. You can throw them, you can roll them, you can even set them. There's not really a practical reason for me to set them right now, but you'll probably see me do it later on in this video. Yeah, like that. But rolling them seems to be the best, because as soon as it hits the person, it explodes on impact. Also, your own bombs can't hurt you. I know that there are plenty of other games where you get some sort of bomb power-up, like Bomberman, where your bombs do hurt you. But no, not necessary in this game. Also, as you saw just a second ago, I ate the opposing Kirby. That's a good way of attacking the opposing Kirby if he chooses to guard a lot. It's kind of like the equivalent of a grab. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no shame in just cornering the opposing Kirby and chucking bombs at them. So, this is about to do it. There we go! The battle has been won. Good job, Waddle Dee. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, man, this game is polished. I love it. Oh, I love Kirby games. I'm so glad this came out. It came out of nowhere, but still, it's a Kirby game, and it's polished, and it's based on Kirby freaking Fighters! Alright, rank 8. What do I get? I got a story item. Auto Guard 1. Okay, that must be something I can equip. I'll look into that in a little bit. For now, I'm still figuring out how the story mode goes. Choose 1 item to power up you and your buddy. Okay, I probably should have read all of that. That's fine. So you have to carry your health bar through the entirety of this tower. Understood? So I can choose to heal myself up, I can choose to give myself more health, or I can choose to give myself more attack power. Well, logically, more attack power makes the most sense because I've got plenty of health. And I don't really want to get hit in the first place, and I want to end the fights as quickly as possible. So I foresee myself primarily boosting my attack power going forward. That might be the best strategy going forward. And also, I have not played on this map before because this is a map that one must unlock. But it's based on Butter Building from Kirby's Adventure, and that's a pretty fun location. Oh, I love these retro-looking maps. The NES art style, but put into 3D. That's just an aesthetic that I don't think I will ever get tired of. Alright, Waddle Dee's going in. Oh, no, we don't want you getting items now. Opposing Dreaming Beam Kirby, as you're called. We don't want that. Also, I can smooch. That's a Kirby mechanic, as tried and true as Kirby games themselves. Whenever you have a partner on your team, and you grab food, you can smooch your teammate to share the health, and it goes both ways. So if Waddle Dee were to grab food and kiss me, I would gain health. If I grabbed food and kissed him, he would gain health. So whenever you get health and your teammate is in danger, you are encouraged to give him a big ol' smooch. There you go. Oh, a no damage bonus. That's good. I mean, obviously going forward, I don't want to get hurt, but that no damage bonus seems very handy. All right, we're ranking up. Not quite enough to get to rank 9. We'll see if I get to rank 9 by the end of the video. For now, full health again. Very good. Doing well. Kirby games are generally known for being easy, so I don't foresee this being too difficult of a game, but hopefully this walkthrough will be of some use to somebody. Alright, we're doing well so far. Now we're up against 2 Kirbys, a Water Kirby and a Hammer Kirby. I have not used either of those abilities in this game just yet, but I will tell you that historically, Hammer Kirby has been one of my favorite abilities to use ever. It's just good. It's got a lot of attacks that have invincibility frames. But I am still A-okay with using Bomb Kirby. So let's see what you guys plan to do. I mean, you're level 1, so you're probably not going to deal too much damage to me. I don't know if the CPU levels mean that you deal more damage, or if it means that you're smarter, or what. But hey, that's beside the point. We got this buddy system going on. So how does this work? Oh, aim and shoot, okay. Oh, alright, I shot one and Waddle Dee shot the other, and now we get to have this glorious cutscene where we blast the Kirbys to smithereen, right? That's what I'm talking about. Is it an insta-kill, though? I don't think it is. Oh, well, took out the Water Kirby, but it's not an insta-kill because the Hammer Kirby's still alive. Very good. Oh, let's take out the Hammer Kirby before the Water Kirby comes back to life and becomes a nuisance as a ghost. There we go! That's what I'm talking about. Very good, very good, very good. And then I should get a no damage bonus, right? Yeah, no damage, no revival. Very good. Yeah, so I imagine... Oh, so there wasn't a bonus for using the star power, though. You just end the fight more quickly, so you get more points that way, but there's no separate bonus for doing that. Okay, so you are encouraged to end the fights as quickly as possible, and obviously you don't want to get hurt for the most amount of points. Very good. Alright, well, we're just going to invest in attack again. Cool. Attack stone level 2. Very good. Keep going up. Very good, very good, very good. So we should be at... Ooh, floor 4, and it looks like this map is based on Kirby Planet Robobot. Kirby games have been no strangers to referencing previous Kirby games. Even Kirby Planet Robobot in particular references, I'm pretty sure, every single Kirby game that came before it. And it's one of my favorite Kirby games, and ooh, they picked the perfect song for it. So this is like the Kirby Planet Robobot theme. I'm talking over it, so you probably can't hear it. But this is the song that plays when normally you'd be in a giant mech suit fighting this mech robot in the background. Oh, I got hurt, so much for that perfect bonus, but that's okay. I got an item that lets me blow stuff at you. There we go, back him into a corner. So I've never played on this map before, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I imagine it's gonna replicate the mini boss fight from Kirby Planet Robobot, where normally you would be fighting this thing. Well, I guess we won't find out because the boss fight is over! Goodbye, Kirby's. So, okay, if I'm not mistaken, is this next floor going to be the final floor of the chapter, or is it just like a resting point? Because obviously we're only one chapter in. There's no point of having a chapter 1 if there's no chapter 2. Otherwise it would just be, you know, there'd be no chapters. Alright, next up, Summit. Very good. Back to full health. And then we gotta... Oh, you're psyching me out because the attack stone is not furthest to the left. Now it's in the middle. And you better believe I'm gonna go for the attack stone yet again. So here we go. Alright, keep going up. Nice to know that you can leave at any point. You don't have to do all of this in one go. Alright, Buddy Match debut, Summit. Oh, that's a silhouette. I was like, why is there no picture? Okay, it's a silhouette. It's a little hard to make out because the picture's so big, but I could tell who it was, which is the point of a silhouette. A good silhouette means that you're supposed to be able to see who it is. Here we are, Wispy Woods! A boss staple. Oh, Twin Woods, 2 Wispy Woods. Even so, Wispy Woods is a very common enemy in the Kirby games, and Twin Woods just means we're gonna be fighting 2 of them. Now, apples, for as delicious as they might seem and for as nutritious as they can be, these apples are not delicious nor nutritious. Well, they might be delicious, but they're not nutritious. They hurt you, so try not to get hit by them. In theory, you can probably inhale one and shoot it back at the Twin Woods, but I find it much more useful and practical just to keep setting these bombs. Oh, we're gonna dodge that, though. I don't want anything to do with the big apple. At least not right now. Maybe in the future. Alright, give you a smooch. So, I did get hurt, but I got back to full health. I don't think that's going to give me a no damage bonus, but maybe there's something to be said about that? I don't know, but I did do the boss fight very quickly, and I am happy about that. Awesome! Alright, first strike, remaining time bonus. Yeah, no damage bonus. Okay, well, very good. So total score, aha, oh. So I did get a gold medal, which is nice, but Kirby games, especially more recent Kirby games, have historically had a platinum medal. So I think I'm going to go back through and see if I can unlock that. Got a lot of points here. Yeah, okay. Very good. Oh, and that's all going to convert to my fighter rank. Ooh, I'm about to unlock a ton of stuff then. So Ghost Stone. Okay, maybe that means I deal more damage if I ever become a ghost. I'll look into that. Oh, we're just going to fly through these. Rank 10? Alright, what I really want is more multiplayer stuff. Oh, or more abilities, yeah! I want to be able to showcase all of those in this walkthrough. So there's the beam ability. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Alright, rank 11. Beetle ability! Oh, Beetle's so fun. I love Beetle. I'm so glad it's back. Okay, and that'll do it for now. That'll do it. Unlocked 2 new abilities and got some more story mode stuff. Oh, and we got more story to tell. At last, it was time to battle King Dedede and Meta Knight. Or so Kirby thought. To his surprise, it was Twin Woods waiting at the top. Ah, so Meta Knight and King Dedede must be the final bosses. After defeating Twin Woods, Kirby and his buddies seemed to reach a dead end. Luckily, the defeated Twin Woods dropped a door key leading higher into the tower. Kirby and his buddy once again began to climb, setting their sights on the summit where King Dedede and Meta Knight await. So that must be how this game functions. You do different chapters and you do multiple floors per chapter. Oh, I hope I'm not diving into chapter 2 immediately because I was planning to end this part right here and now. There we go. Alright, folks. Well, that's chapter 1. But I do want to go back in and see if I can get a platinum rank, and I will make sure that I use the same combination of ability and sidekick. So let's try that again. Alright, I'm back at Twin Woods. Haven't gotten hurt in any of the fights so far. Let's make sure I don't get hurt on this one. Although the thing to check is, if I guard an attack, does it count as getting hit? Because you do lose damage, but I want to see if that's a thing. Also, I can't control my buddy necessarily getting hurt. Alright, well, moment of truth. I just guarded an attack. Usually Kirby games reward you for guarding. Sometimes there are some attacks where you're just encouraged to guard. I could also air dodge. I haven't shown that yet, but I'm not really thinking I'm going to show that now. Waddle Dee, are you okay? Why are you dizzy, my man? Here. Smooch. There we go, there we go, there we go. Huppa, huppa, huppa. There we go. Huh. Oh, dodge the big apple. Take out the Twin Woods. Here we go. Come on. Almost there. Almost there, almost there. There we go. We be smooching. And this ought to do it. All right. So I still beat that fairly quickly, and I got through all the other floors without taking damage. Do you have to get through all the floors without taking damage? Does guarding count as not taking damage? We'll find out if I got the platinum rank right here and now. So no damage, cool. So guarding counts as not taking damage, so you are encouraged to guard. That's kind of what I figured, and I'm glad that I tested it out. But is that enough to get a platinum rank? It is! It'll show up as a rainbow. Rainbow rank, platinum rank, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it platinum rank because that's usually what it's called in other Kirby games. So there we go, that's more like it. And now I'm going to get a ton more points, which means I'm going to level up a ton more times, which means I'm going to unlock a ton more stuff. Which is good, because I've got a lot of leveling up to do and a lot of unlockables to get. So we're going to make sure that I get these as quickly as possible. There we go. Is it enough? It is! Rank 13. What do we get? We got story item. Item selection plus. Great. Cool. I guess that means I can choose from 4 items now and not just 3. And I unlocked hammer. Ooh, that's one of my favorites. We'll use that later. We'll use that way later. All right, is it enough to get me to rank 14? It is! Oh, we're flying through this. Ooh, new stage, Castle Lololo. That's fun. That's a Kirby staple. That's been around since that arena has been around in Kirby games for as long as I can remember. Because before HAL Laboratory worked on Kirby games, they worked on a game called like Castle of Lololo or something, and it was a game where you pushed around blocks and solved puzzles, and now those characters are just known for being a boss in Kirby games. Alright, so the story is the same. I showcased all of this already. Cool. Very cool. Guys, in case you can't tell, I'm loving this game. I think it's awesome. It's only 20 bucks and it has online multiplayer. Now, you do need Nintendo Switch Online to play the online multiplayer, but even then, you can always do local multiplayer without Nintendo Switch Online. If you have a friend or a family and you want to do some 4-player Kirby fighting action, you can. Alright, well, as I said multiple times throughout this part by now, I plan to showcase all of the abilities, and aha! I've cleared 10% of the game. I imagine that's a combination of unlocking everything and clearing through the story mode. But by the end of this walkthrough, that will say 100%, and I'll have everything in this game obtained. For now, that wraps up this video of Kirby Fighters 2, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh! Hey, thank you for watching my video all the way to the end. If you want to know what other types of videos I plan to make, or if you just want to try and keep in touch with me, you can either subscribe to my YouTube channel here by clicking the button down below, or you can follow my Twitter account, @RealYoshiller. I post previews, and I post when I'm going to events, and if you want to interact with me, that's probably the best place to do so. Either way, I appreciate any and all support that you guys have, and I hope to see you all in the future. Woohoo!